Good morning, viewers at home, and welcome to yet another edition of your Monday morning program. We call it AM Cafe. AM Cafe is a personality interview program where we play host to personalities to discuss the issues of utmost importance. It runs from Monday to Friday. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the first edition of the program this week. My name is Adeleke. Tomorrow, the 28th day in the month of August, is another Yoruba Heritage Day. Yoruba Heritage Day, the one we call Iseshe Day. And throughout the Yoruba nation and beyond the country, the Iseshe Day will be observed tomorrow. And in honor of our own indigenous culture and tradition, we call it Iseshe Day. We are bringing a guest on board the program today to discuss more about the importance of having Iseshe Day. What are the plans? What are the program of event lined up for Iseshe Day celebration, which comes off tomorrow? My guest is already seated with me in the studio to discuss on the program for the next 20-25 minutes or thereabout. Let me welcome Dr. Oluseyi Atanda, the President, Traditional Worshippers Association of Nigeria, the one they called TRASO. Dr. Oluseyi Atanda, you are welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much. Good morning to you, sir.
How has it been? It's been quite a time.
Well, we bless God. It's been good, but it can get better.
Yes, I like that. It can get better. Yes, it can get better. And for it to get better, that is why we are here today.
Exactly.
Yes, to look at the issue at hand this morning is Iseshe Day. What informed the celebration of Iseshe Day? Let's start from that.
All right. Thank you very much, viewers at home. Good morning to you all. Today is Monday, Ojo Aje. I wish you a very good week and a blessed Monday that will bring prosperity to us all. Iseshe Day. The first is we should even look at that concept. What is called Iseshe? Iseshe in modern day parlance can be referred to as Trinity. Unfortunately, other religions give a different concept of what is called Trinity. But what we traditionalists believe is Trinity is a combination of what makes your existence. Recognition of your father, your mother, your own innate being, your own Ike, that is your spiritual connection to God Almighty Olodumare, the deities, and God Almighty Olodumare. So there are 5 things for you to be a complete being that you must take cognizance of. So when we do Iseshe Day, it is a celebration of our existence, recognizing those 5 things: Baba eni, Iya eni, Ori eni, Ike eni, Olodumare, to Dani. So when we do Iseshe, it is to do thanksgiving and to do supplication, to ask for more. So that is what Iseshe is about. And Iseshe's Day celebration has been in existence for donkey years, even before my father was born.
We are coming to that, Dr. Oluseyi Atanda. To many people watching us out there, you have made an attempt to break down the meaning of Iseshe Day. But to many people, they believe that observing Iseshe Day is like, performing rituals, making sacrifice or thereabout to their belief. What differentiates the celebration of Iseshe Day from this belief?
If they have that belief, they are not wrong. Because in Yoruba culture, tradition, and religion, sacrifice is part of our culture. It's part of our religion. So we are not running from that. We are not hiding from it. There's no religion that does not recognize sacrifice, except we are deceiving ourselves. It's just because of maybe ignorance or because we have been hypnotized or brainwashed. That is why we think that the Yoruba religion is more sacrificial than the foreign religions. We all perform sacrifices at one point or the other. So when we say Isheshe is for thanksgiving, yes, you will do thanksgiving. But when it comes to supplication, prayers, asking for more, in the Yoruba system of religion, there must be a divination exercise to ask God for what we want in Osun State, what we want as individuals. And part of the remedy after a divination is injunctions and sacrifice. Igboran ati ẹbọ rúrú. So nobody's disputing that. And that is what we always tell everybody every year. August 20 every year, this is the 18th edition of it, that Onisheshe Awadisobi, we have always come out to tell the people of Osun, from Mr. Governor to the last person, that this is what Ifa has told us for this year. Do this, do this, do this to achieve this. Do not do this. And when we do otherwise, we all reap the consequences. The records are there over the last 18 years that we have taken Isheshe to that pedestal.
Talking about the history of Isheshe, how old is it?
Well, I cannot say. Because my father cannot tell me when Isheshe came into being. And my father is over 80 years of age. According to him also, his Oluwotu told him that was it. But what we find in history was an agreement from people from the 19th century who felt that every Orisha has their day of celebration, which differs from one Orisha to another and from one town to another. I'll give you an example. Osogbo has the time when they do celebration of Ifa for the town. Ede has theirs. Ilobu has. Ile-Ife has. The same way when we celebrate Osun Festival. When we celebrate Osun Festival in Osogbo, is different from when it is celebrated in Ede. Shango Festival in Ede is different to in Osogbo. Obatala Festival in Ifon is different to Obatala Festival in Ejigbo. So there are different festivals in different towns at different times. But Isheshe is the amalgamation of all Olorisha, all Orisha in one. And that is why it is called the Universal Day for Traditional Religion, whereby every traditional religionist representing each of the 400 deities created by God Olodumare come together unanimously to use a day for celebration, which is called Ojo Ogun Ninu Osu Ogun. And why that day was also picked was because it is believed from our history and different couples that it was Ogun that led the deities to the world. Ogun lo land fún àwọn orúnmọlẹ̀ wá sílé ayé. So that was why it is in the month of Ogun and on the 28th day, Ojo Ogun, that was picked for that festival. And it is being celebrated all over Nigeria, where we have Yoruba religion. And it is not even beyond Nigeria. If you go into the cyberspace tomorrow, you will find over 20 nations of the world where Isheshe will be celebrated tomorrow. There have been news everywhere, preparations here, and even this year, as I am aware, even it is going to be celebrated in Abuja this year, whereby Isheshe Festival is going to be observed in Abuja. So I think we have gotten to that point that a greater majority of people have realized that there's a need for us to at least look back into those other things that are beneficial in our culture, tradition, and our spirituality as being a Yoruba man.
No, talking about declaring a day for the celebration of Isheshe Day, what does that intend to achieve? Talking about, we are all aware, and you will agree with me, that the influx of foreign religions has eroded, deeply, immensely on our indigenous religions and tradition, declaring a day as public holiday to celebrate Isheshe Day. Not only in Osun State, where there are some other states have also declared a day as holiday to celebrate Isheshe Day. What do you think this will intend to achieve in the promotion of Yoruba culture?
Well, thank you very much. I think first and foremost, before we start saying that, I think we should give honor to whom honor is due by recognizing and showing appreciation to Ogbeni Rauf Adesoji Aregbesola, the former governor of Osun State. Despite his religious inclination, I think he's an upright man as far as religious tolerance and religious equality and justice is concerned. I'm not talking about other things now. So I think in fairness to him, that man did well. To say what is good for the goose is also good for the gander. If we have been declaring public holidays, 2-3 holidays for foreign religions, and now we have gotten to that point that just one holiday has been declared for Yoruba traditional religion, we are also still asking for more because there are still some other celebrations.
You are Oliver Twist.
Yeah, of course, of course. But for the benefit of this one, it allows, to start with, there's a level of publicity now that at least more people are more conscious.
They are now
asking people
aware
to sit at home or stay glued to your TV or go and watch Isheshe practitioners. There are people who would normally want to come and watch, but they have to go to work. So declaring that holiday itself has allowed a level of publicity for the event. Number two, it has allowed more participation for that event and shows a sense of belonging, a sense of commitment of the state government. And when you look at the benefits of Isheshe, apart from it giving us that spiritual upliftment, which will eventually translate to development of the state, it also has some economic benefits to the state.
Really?
Because this is a celebration that has started over the last 1 week. There are quite a number of foreigners that are in this state. Tomorrow is a celebration that will involve both with the locals and foreigners. Those foreigners are not living in the mid-air. They're going to stay in hotels, they're going to eat food, they're going to buy souvenirs. So there's a lot for everybody to benefit from, not only the Isheshe practitioners. The hotels are not being owned by Isheshe practitioners. The restaurants are not being owned by Isheshe practitioners. So everybody is benefiting from the celebration of Isheshe and other festivals that we celebrate here. And that's why we have always said it, and I think the government of the day is seeing the reason. Very recently, Governor Asiwaju Ademola Nuruddin Jackson Adeleke also said that promotion of our culture is beneficial to all because it is a source of our internally generated revenue. And that is something that Isheshe had told us about 5-6 years ago. If not more, I think it's the 2016 or 2017. Yeah, that's even more than 6 years. That the role of traditional religion as a bedrock of promoting our tourism potentials of Yoruba land. And that is what the state government is trying to do now. Look at the last Osun festival that we celebrated. If we annex our resources well and we put our acts right and continue to put round pegs in round holes, I tell you, Osun festival in Osun State can stand at par with the pilgrimage to Mecca. It can stand at par with the pilgrimage to Jerusalem. Yes, pilgrimage to Mecca, pilgrimage to Jerusalem is a religious right, but it has economic benefits. Millions of naira are being paid. That money goes into the government of a particular country. I've not been to Mecca before, but what we hear is if you go to Mecca this year, by the time you go next year, you will meet some new things. That means that money collected is being used in developing the land. Do you know the number of people that come to Osun Festival? It's a humongous number of people. So if we also annex our resources and play our cards right, it is enough for us as a source of internally generated revenue in Osun State. How many of them can you count? The various tourist sites that exist in Osun State. And there's no tourist site in Osun State that does not have an Orisha as the bedrock of it.
Well, looking at the activities lined up, which we climax tomorrow, what are those things put in place for the celebration?
Yeah, thank you very much. Isheshe Festival for this year with the theme as the relationship between Obas and Yoruba religion, culture, and spirituality. Every year there's a theme for Isheshe Festival. So this year that is the theme. And Isheshe Festival commenced on the 9th day of August with the Osogbo Festival, whereby we joined the people of Osogbo and the Ataoja of Osogbo in celebrating Osun Festival, and also giving thanks to God Almighty Olodumare through Yeye Osun. After that, 2 days after, on Sunday, the 11th day of August, we had an open mass whereby all religionists came together, also in Osogbo, at the temple of Adeleke. And we had government representatives. We also had representatives of the kings who were there. And the theme of that prayer session was Ki àwọn ọba lè ṣe bí àwọn ará àgbáni. For our obas to go back to the days of old, for them to gain their respect back and their rightful position in the states or in the nation. So prayers were offered for everybody. Yesterday, which was the 3rd day of the festival, we also had a live discussion program in Yoruba language, which was also live, is on social media space and is going viral now, about discussing the process of Oba selection. How were Obas selected in the days of old? What were the benefits? How are Obas selected today, and what is happening? And why did we pick that? Yoruba say pé kọ̀rọ̀ nílùú tí ń bàjẹ́ bọ̀, that when things will go bad, it starts going bad from a corner, from a secluded area. Or if you look at another another Yoruba talk that says that when the body will rot and go bad, and it starts rotting from the head, then it is dangerous. It is dangerous. And we have seen that some of our obas are not doing the needful. They are not playing their role as custodians of our culture, our tradition, our existence, our spirituality. And it is affecting the society as a Yoruba nation. So this year, the theme has been picked as a repeat of last year, to continue to sensitize and reawaken our obas and reawaken government. Because the summary of yesterday's discussion was that in the days of old, Ifa divination is the basis of selection of an oba. And the guest speaker, Honorable Femi Kehinde, along with another Babalawo, Amukere Fashola Onifade, were able to establish that in the days of old, obas that were selected without Ifa divination, or where Ifa divination process was thwarted and someone else was picked, the end was not good. And today we know we have obas who have been selected without Ifa. We have obas who have ascended the throne without going through Ikpebi, seclusion, to be initiated or ordained as an oba. We see the way they misbehave around, and it is affecting their town. So if we have so many of those obas, once we have 10 towns being affected, then the whole state is affected. That is why we are calling on all government, sit back, let the process go back to as it was in the days of old. And obaship is not something that you are being begged to become an oba. People obtain forms. People struggle. People vie to become an oba. 50 people will come out, they will be pruned down. Enough of princes who are interested in the glamour associated with the throne. but who are not interested in the obligations, the rudiments and duties of being a Yoruba Oba. A Yoruba Oba is a traditional title. It is not an Arabian or a Jewish title. So once you are not ready to comply or perform your roles of that office, then please do not come near it. Because we have gotten to a point whereby such Obas will not be tolerated in the interest of the whole of the Yoruba nation. So that was what we did. So finally, it's the 20th day of August, which is tomorrow, whereby we expect the special guest of honor to be His Excellency Asiwaju Ademola Jackson Nuruddin Adeleke. He's going to be flanked by other commissioners and other government functionaries whose offices are in tandem with our culture, religion, and tradition. While the chairman of the day is His Royal Majesty Oba Makama Oyelude Tegbosun, the Olowu of Kuta. The royal host is the Ataoja of Osogbo. The spiritual father of the day is His Imperial Majesty, the Jigbinibiate Onirisha of Ile-Ife, amongst other dignitaries.
Where is the program?
The event is holding at the Freedom Park, Mandela Square Freedom Park here in Osogbo. That is where we hold. And why we do that also is for everybody to come and see. Gone are those days where they say, what they do is in seclusion. No, it is not in seclusion. Come and see the beauty of your existence as a Yoruba man. There will be dance, there will be poetry, there will be showcase, what we call the parade of Orisha colors. We will show our Orishas. This is what it means to be an Ologun person. This is what it means to be an Osun person. This is what it means to be a Yemoja person. We do that every year. And also, it is during this festival, we also have the revelation of the Ifa message. Because a few days before August 20, a divination exercise would have taken place for Osun State. We have done that over the years. I've said it before now. And it's always documented. We do a divination. Traso, as a body, has been taking care of the ritual part of that Ifa message. But all we all need to do, from Mr. Governor to man, woman, business people, and families, is just to hear what Ifa has said and listen to the injunctions. As Yoruba say, Igboran, Osun bi Ebo Ruru. It's a misnomer to say Igboran, Osun ju Ebo Ruru lo. It's foreign religions that try to thwart Yoruba religion. What we know, Igboran, Osun bi Ebo Ruru. Heed the injunctions and also do the spiritual atonement for you to achieve whatever Ifa has said. So that is the major things that will be happening tomorrow.
Well, before we leave the studio, let me take one or two of the questions in Yoruba for the benefit of the speakers of our Yoruba language. Akibubu àwọn èèyàn tó wò wá pé ẹ káàbọ̀ pé ètò AM Cafe láwa àlejò mi dókítà Olúṣèyí Àtàndá, àwọn ni ààrẹ ẹgbẹ́ àwọn oníṣẹ̀ṣe ní Ọ̀ṣun. Torí ìṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀dé tó ń bọ̀ lọ́la láti gbọ́ wọn wá kan wá tàn àwọn ètò tí wọ́n ti là sílẹ̀, àdẹ̀dúpẹ́ pé wọ́n dé bá wa láyọ̀ àtàlàáfíà. Ká bẹ̀rẹ̀, kí ni ìṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀dé? Adúpẹ́,
ìṣẹ̀ṣe ní àpapọ̀ gbogbo ohun tí ń jẹ́ ajísọ̀bì gbogbo olórìṣà ní àgbáyé tí a jọ panupọ̀ láti wá ṣe ìdúpẹ́ fún Olódùmarè, láti wá ṣe ìdúpẹ́ fún àwọn òrìṣà wa, láti wá dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ orí bàbá, láti dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ orí ìyá, àti láti dúpẹ́ lórí orí ara wa náà pé a wà láyé, a wà láàyè, a sì tún wá ń tọrọ lọ́wọ́ Olódùmarè fún àwọn oore míì tá à ń wá. Ní tá à ń ṣe níṣẹ̀ṣe kò ju báwọn lọ. Àfọpẹ́ fún Olódùmarè, àfọpẹ́ fún àwọn òrìṣà wa, àfọpẹ́ fún ìyá, àfọpẹ́ fún bàbá, àti fọpẹ́ fún orí ara wa náà. Ní tí Yorùbá ń pè ní ìṣẹ̀ṣe nìyẹn. Bàbá ẹni ìṣẹ̀ṣe ẹni, ìyá ẹni ìṣẹ̀ṣe ẹni, orí ẹni ìṣẹ̀ṣe ẹni, ike ẹni ìṣẹ̀ṣe ẹni, Ọlọ́run ọba ẹni ìṣẹ̀ṣe ẹni. Ẹjẹ́ àbọ̀ ìṣẹ̀ṣe olówó, ìṣẹ̀ṣe làwa bọlúfẹ̀ ká tó bọ̀ nìyàn, ìṣẹ̀ṣe làwa bọlúfẹ̀ ká tó dé nìyàn. For you to have that identity, that self-actualization, self-confidence that yes, I am an individual, you must honor thy father, honor thy mother.
Yorùbá this time around.
So tí à ń pè ní ìṣẹ̀ṣe nìyẹn. So ogúnjọ́ oṣù Ògún ní ọdọọdún tó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ọdún gbọ̀nhàn ni àwọn bàbá wa ti fi lé wa lọ́wọ́ náà tí gbogbo wa ń papọ̀ láti wá ṣe ọdún ìṣẹ̀ṣe. A sì ti ń ṣe é sìn náà ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun nígbà tá a ti tún sọ bí igbá. Eléyìí ni ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejìdínlógún rẹ̀ tí yóò wáyé. Bá a sì ṣe ń ṣe lọ́ṣun yóò wáyé lọ́yọ̀ọ́, Ògùn, Oǹdó, yóò wáyé ní Ẹdó, yóò wáyé ní Onitsha, kódà yóò wáyé l'Àbújá ní ọdún yìí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ní Brazil, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni l'Amẹ́ríkà, ní Trinidad and Tobago, ní UK. Àìmọye ibi tí wọ́n tiẹ̀ tí wọ́n ń sọdún ìṣẹ̀ṣe báyìí nítorí pé ìṣẹ̀ṣe ti gbàlú tán, ìṣẹ̀ṣe ṣe làgbà.
Kí làwọn ètò tẹ́ wá ti là á sílẹ̀ fún ayẹyẹ tọdún yìí?
Ìṣẹ̀ṣe tọdún yìí tí a là á lẹ̀ yìí tá a fi ṣe àkòrí tọdún yìí torí pé lọ́dọọdún ni ọdún ìṣẹ̀ṣe máa ń ní àkòrí. Àkòrí tọdún yìí ni àjọṣepọ̀ láàrin ipò ọba àti ìṣẹ̀ṣe òrìṣà wa. Èyí ni ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì rẹ̀ torí ní ọdún tó lọ ní ta pẹ̀kẹ́lù nìyẹn. Ṣùgbọ́n bí alágbẹ̀dẹ bá ń lu orin lójú kan náà, dandan ni pé ní tó fẹ́ gbà ń bẹ̀ náà ni. Ifá náà ló tún dá wa padà. Pé àníṣe kọ̀ọ̀rọ̀ ìlú ni ìlú tí ń bàjẹ́. Èyí tí ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nílẹ̀ adúláwọ̀, tí ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, tá a bá mójútó àwọn ọba wa pé kó padà sí orí àpèrè wọn, kó padà sí orí ìtẹ́, kó mọ ojúṣe wọn kí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá kó lè rójú, kó lè ráàyè, kí eku lè máa ké bí eku, kí ẹja lè máa ké bí ẹja, kí ẹyẹ náà lè máa dún bí ẹyẹ náà, pé nǹkan ó bàjẹ́ jù. Ló fi jẹ́ pé àkòrí tọdún yìí náà ni pé àjọṣepọ̀ láàrin ipò ọba àti ìṣẹ̀ṣe. Ní ọjọ́ tá a bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní ọjọ́ 9 oṣù kẹjọ yìí náà, a darapọ̀ mọ́ ìlú Òṣogbo àti Àtaọ́ja láti ṣe ọdún Ọ̀ṣun Òṣogbo. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Olódùmarè, a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọ̀ṣun náà fún ibi tí wọ́n bá wa ṣe é dé. Ní ọjọ́ kẹta sí ọjọ́ yìí náà tó jẹ́ Sunday ọjọ́ 11, ilé ìjùbà ìdín ìlẹ̀kẹ̀ ti ìlú Òṣogbo náà ni gbogbo ajísọ̀bì ti jọ péjú pẹ̀lú Àtaọ́ja ìlú Òṣogbo àtàwọn èèyàn kànrìnkànrìn ní ìjọba àti nínú ẹ̀sìn ìbílẹ̀ náà tá a ti ṣe ìsìn àpapọ̀ ìta gbangba tá a pè àkòrí rẹ̀ ní kí àwọn ọba lè ṣe bí àwọn ará àgbáàní, kí àwọn bàbá wa kó lè ṣe bí àwọn bàbá wọn, kó lè rí àbọ̀ rẹ̀ jẹ́, kí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá lè rójú ráyè. Lẹ́yìn yẹn ní àná òde yìí la ṣe àpérò ní orí ẹ̀rọ ìtàgbé ayélujára náà tá a fi rédíò kan ní ìlú Òṣogbo ṣe ìjókòó rẹ̀ náà. N tá a pè ní àkòrí ìtọ̀wọ̀n náà ni ìyan ọba sí ipò. Báwo la ṣe ń yan ọba sí ipò níjọ́un àná? Ọ̀nà wo là ń gbà yan ọba sí ipò ní òde tòní? Kí ni kùdìẹ̀kudiẹ tó wà ní méjèèjì? Ṣùgbọ́n nǹkan kan tí àwọn ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n tó bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ ní lórí, tó bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ yìí tí gbogbo wa rí mú lọ lé mẹ́ ni pé níjọ́un àná tá à ń fi ọba mú, tá à ń fi Ifá mú ọba, ó tùbà ó tùṣẹ́. A sì rí àwọn òbí tí àwọn òbí tó ti ní báyìí ni Ifá sọ, tí àwọn èèyàn ṣe ohun míì wọ́n kábàámọ̀ rẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà làwa tún ti rí lóde òní àwọn òbí tó ti ń fi Ifá mú ọba, a rí báyìí àwọn ọba ọ̀hún ṣe rí, a rí bí wọ́n ṣe ń gbayì lọ́tún lósì. Láti rí àwọn òbí tí wọ́n ti fi Ifá mú ọba tó jẹ́ àwọn èèyàn ni ó mú ọba, àbí owó ló mú ọba, àbí ìjọba ló mú ọba. A rí bí àwọn ọba ọ̀hún ṣe ń ṣe wọ́nranwọ̀nran, àwọn ò kà wọ́n kún ọba o, nítorí pé n ti ń jẹ́ ọba òòṣà ni, adé orí rẹ̀ òòṣà ni. Ọba tí ò bá wọ̀ pẹ̀bí, tí ò ṣòro oyè tó jẹ́ kì í ṣọba, torí pé ọba ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ó ní í ṣe pẹ̀lú ìṣe wa, àṣà wa, ìṣẹ̀dá wa. Ìyẹn ni tàná tá a sì tún máa ṣiṣẹ́ tọ̀ síwájú sí i náà kí nǹkan lè padà sí tàtijọ́, kílẹ̀ Yorùbá lè rójú, kílẹ̀ Yorùbá lè ráyè. Ọlá òde yìí náà tó wá jẹ́ ogúnjọ́ oṣù Ògún, ìyẹn ni ìkádìí rẹ̀ náà àṣekágbá tí yóò wáyé ní Freedom Park ìlú Òṣogbo tí yóò bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní déédéé aago 10 àárọ̀. Tá à ń retí gómìnà wa ọlọ́lá jùlọ Aṣíwájú Adémọ́lá Jackson Nurudeen Adeleke sí láti gún wà gẹ́gẹ́ bí àlejò pàtàkì tá a fìwé pè. bákan náà ni kábíyèsí orí adé ògbékùngbésí ọmọ olówú kàngẹ́rẹ́ kábíyèsí màkàmà oyèlúdé tẹ́gbósùn ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹta ni wọ́n jẹ́ orí adé tí ó jẹ́ alága àti ètò ọ̀hún náà tí bàbá wa kábíyèsí ti àtàọ̀jà ìlú Òṣogbo wọ́n jẹ́ olùgbàlejò pàtàkì tí bàbá wa náà onírìṣà kábíyèsí adéyẹyè ògúnwùsì ọ̀jájá táwọn náà máa jẹ́ bàbá onírìṣà fúnra rẹ̀ náà tí ó jẹ́ olùgbàlejò olóòṣà gangan nítorí pé àwa tó kù náà aṣojú olóòṣà ni òun gangan lolóòṣà tí ń bẹ ní àárín wa àwọn bàbá yìí ni yóò wó bàbá gún wa pẹ̀lú gbogbo olóòṣà àti àwọn aṣojú ìjọba mìíràn àwọn ètò tí ó wà wáyé á gbọ́ ohùn Ifá gẹ́gẹ́ báwọn babaláwo ṣe máa ń gbé Ifá kalẹ̀ ní ọdọọdún láti gbọ́ kí ni Ifá bá ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun sọ kí ni Ifá bá gómìnà sọ àtàwọn ẹmẹ̀wà rẹ̀ kí ni Ifá bá olóṣèlú sọ kí ni Ifá bá ọba sọ àti gbogbo àwa lọ́kùnrin lóbìnrin ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun àwa gẹ́gẹ́ bíi traso àjọ ẹlẹ́sìn ìbílẹ̀ àwa ti rúbọ ọbẹ̀ àwa ti bọ eégún ilé àwa ti bọ òòṣà ọjà ṣùgbọ́n tó kù fún àwa tó kù náà ni ká gbọ́n tí Ifá bá sọ ká má fetí ọ̀tún gbọ́ ká fi tòsì gbọ́n dànù kó lè wúlò fún gbogbo wa nítorí pé ọ̀rọ̀ Ifá kò ní wáyé láìṣẹ bákan náà a sì rí àwọn ijó a rí orin a rí ìfihàn ìwúlò tó wà nínú àṣà àti ìṣe wa gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ Yorùbá ohun tí ó wáyé ní ọ̀la nìyẹn.
Well, on a final note, Dr. Oluseyi Atanda, what will be your advice to the people, not only to the people of Osun State, but to the Yoruba world in general, on the need for them to protect our indigenous tradition and religion from foreign extinction, from being extinct by foreign religion?
Thank you very much. I think I will start by reminding us that when the white man came to colonize us, I'm sure by now we must all have realized that the process of colonization was just a daylight robbery to make us think that our religion, our culture, our tradition was bad. Because today we know that the only reason why they had to do that was the only way you can make a man a slave is to take away his religion, take away his culture, take away his tradition. Then you have taken his identity. He is naked. And anything you give to him, he will accept it as clothing. And if we take an example from other great nations of the world who accepted Western education without jettisoning their own culture and tradition, they have left us behind. Even if only we look at that, they have left us behind. So it is high time for us. Yes, we accept Western education, but this is the time for us to take back our culture, our tradition, our religion. God, in his infinite mercy, was wise enough to have created us as Yoruba men and put us in this part of the globe. And remember that those white men today are also now embracing our culture, our tradition. They have our artifacts in their museums. If those artifacts were actually fetish, are bad, why are they keeping them? Why have they refused to relinquish some of those artifacts back to us? It is food for thought for all of us. Let us come back to our tradition, our religion, our culture. That is our identity. And that is the only true identity of us, to have the essence of God in our lives as Yoruba men.
Well, on this note, I will say my bye on today's edition of AM Cafe. I want to appreciate Dr. Oluseyi Atanda, President, Traditional Religious Worshippers Association in Osun State. I appreciate your presence on the program, Dr. Oluseyi Atanda, and I wish you, a pleasant final program, tomorrow.
Thank you very much for having me on the program.
Yes.
Viewers at home, happy Isheshe Festival tomorrow.
Yeah. I will not forget my producer, Shola Obuleye, and the executive producer of the program, Lasun Oyebayo. On behalf of the hands in the studio who have ensured a success on the program this morning, my name is Adeyemi Abodere. We are saying good morning to you.